Hello friends, my name is Mohammad Sohail. I am an IT professional working in the field of network. I have 1 year experience and I have been working as network engineer expertised in routing and switching, wireless and security. I am from IIIT background. The reason behind choosing this subject, today I want to discuss about computer networks. I want to give a small demo on this subject. I want to build up an idea that how I am going to explain about these concepts of computer networks. The reason behind choosing computer networks is that I am a computer science graduate from IIIT. After completion of my graduation, I have been working and I am a 1 year experienced in network. So I can give you out moreover practical as well as certification relevant skills. So let's start with computer networks. So in computer networks, I will explain what computer network subject is all about. So computer networks, CN, computer plus network. So I want to ask a question about this thing. What is a network? In simple words, network is a communication between two resources. Simple, I can explain you in 2 words. If there are two persons, if they are communicating, that's it, it's a network between them. Similarly, if there are two PCs, a PC1 and PC2, PC1, PC2, if they are in communication, it is said to be one network. Simple. So network in computers, if you want to use computer, we cannot use computer without internet. We cannot do anything. Similarly, today we are going to discuss about what is a computer network. What is the role of network while using computers. Just imagine your life without internet in these days. So network is basically divided into 2 types. One is intranet and one is internet. I will give a brief idea about what is intranet and what is internet and why these things are used. Intranet is intranet, we can say it as a private one, it is a public one. What is private and public? Simple. Private is that we will maintain a privacy between us, whereas public we will distribute everything. Whereas in intranet we will not get internet. Only if there is a PC with Windows, only files we can share, but no internet in this case. Whereas in internet you can use network, you can use internet, you can browse each and everything you can do here. This is in these ways network is divided into 2 parts, that is intranet and internet. So next we will move on to network types. There are mainly 4 types of networks. One is LAN, MAN, WAN and PAN. So we will move on to forward with LAN. So LAN, what is LAN? LAN stands for local area network. See, for example, I will give an example for this thing. Let us consider one company is there. There are resources, there are number of PCs, there are number of devices, they are communicating, they are using internet. This all comes under one area. This is and they are in one local area. So they are considered to be local area network. Whereas MAN, if this is a company X, we are having company Y. Let's consider this thing in a city Hyderabad. In Hyderabad itself we are having X company in Hyderabad, Y company in Hyderabad and Z company in Hyderabad. These all included in one city. These type of networks comes under MAN. It is a metropolitan area network. Where is WAN? WAN is, now I will give example what is WAN. We are having X company, Y company, Z and some P company. This is based in Hyderabad. It is based in Bangalore and it is based in America. So this comes under India. It's a one different country, and this is one different country. So if we want to communicate in one city, it comes under man. But here area is changing. It is changing from Hyderabad to Bangalore, but it comes under single country. But whereas P company comes under US, it's a different thing. So in that case, we are connecting networks through worldwide. So this is known as WAN, wide across area network. Then these are main concepts of network. These are main 4 types of network. This PAN is a simple thing. If you are connecting a mobile with PC, it's your personal area network. It's a small, it's a two things based. Like if you are connecting mobile to a PC or laptop, it comes under personal area network. Nowadays you are facing Bluetooth devices like wireless, cameras, etc. These all comes under PAN. These are small types of small introduction about what are the types of networks. Now moving forward, now I will say a small example. If you are doing any work, you want your work to be perfect. Similarly, in network also, anybody not in network, in any field, the people need that, they think that our work should be perfect, it should be reliable, it should be less cost expensive, so that we will be getting more profit. Similarly, whenever you build a computer network, you will consider these things. First thing, it should be faster. Second, it should be reliable. Third, cost inexpensive. Fourth, these are 3 major factors. What I consider is that if you are building a network, everyone needs that fast network, fast internet connection. Without fast internet connection, you cannot browse anything, you cannot do anything. Similarly, if I am building a network, it should be faster, and it should not go down. Network should not be down. In that case, nobody will get internet. Similarly, reliable. It should be permanent, and as well as cost inexpensive. When I am building a network, the major factor is cost. When I am purchasing these the network devices to build a network, then there comes this role. Now we will be discussing about network devices. So basically, to build a network, we need devices. I will give some of the important devices names which is mostly considered in computer networks. First thing is switch. Second, hub. Third, router. Fourth, bridge. Fifth, firewall. Sixth, AP. Seventh, WLC. There are many devices, but these are the major devices that we use in the computer network, or to build a network we make use of these devices. So the major role comes here with switch. What is switch? If you want to know the clear definition of switch, first we should know about hub. In olden days, in initial days the people used to do, if there is a company, if there are some end users, like 6 users it's there, so we used to use hub. First thing, the device was hub. What hub does, we will having ports in hub, and these will be connected to end users in this way. In this way, these ports will be connected in back end to the end users. So what happened was that if this X person wants to send data to Z person, then what hub used to do, if I am sending data from X to Z, normally it should go to X to Z. But in olden days, what hub used to do, it is to transfer data to everyone, like A B, C, D. So data should be going to X to A, X to B, X to C, X to D, then X to Z. In that case, what they used to do, X is sending data to Z. So only this packet used to be considered, and remaining these people used to deny that packet. But the major disadvantage is that if data is seen by each and every one, there might be chance of getting attacks. There might be, this data might be more, we can say that it could be a vulnerable thing. So this is why new device came into act, that is switch. What switch does is that, and this also takes more time to transfer data, because each and every request it should go and they should reject, and this thing should respond back that I got a packet from you. In this way communication is to happen. Whereas in switch is considered to be intelligent device. What switch does is that switch internally maintains a database. It is known as CAM table. CAM table. CAM. It stands for Content Address Memorable Table. It includes PC MAC address mainly. PC MAC address is maintained. So if I am similar example, if I am giving, if I am sending packet from X to Z, these port numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this port number is maintained with MAC address. So if I am sending packet from X to Z, then automatically it will go to its CAM table, and it will forward data, and it will look at MAC address of that, and it will forward data from X to Z. Simple. This is the process what it is going to happen when we are using hub and switches. Now third device is router. Router is mainly used, the basic usage of router is that switch we can use in internal network. If I am sitting in one company, X company, if I want to connect these 6 people, then I can connect through switch, no issues. But what if my one of my another branch is if suppose it is connected in High-Tech City, if it is at Gachibowli, these are my 2 offices. If I want to connect from here to here, then switch device will not work. In that case, I should make use of router. Router is generally layer 3 device. I will explain this later, what is layer 3 device, layer 2 device. So in that case we make use of router. This is a simple thing. And as well as router also has capabilities of securing a network. Firewall capabilities is also available. With router we can switch the packet, route the packet, secure the packet. In the router is single router can do all 3 works that is done by switch, router and firewall. So in that case router comes into act. If now we will move forward, there is a bridge. Why bridge is used? In simple words, to reduce load. It's a simple example. In case of hub, the data is transferring to all. If X want to send to P, then data is transferred to A, B, C, D, P. So this is not the right thing, and load is also increased in this thing. So if I want to make reduce load on this thing, I will make use of bridge. What bridge does that? There are 6 things, right? X, A, B, C, D, P. This is considered in one segment, segment 1 and segment 2. What bridge does is that it will divide these ports into segments, and bridge sits here. Here will be bridge. What happens is that if I want to send X to B packet, first data will move to bridge. In bridge will check here that segment number and MAC address. What happens here is that if X wants to send data to B, then first packet will move to bridge. In bridge there sits segment number and as well as MAC address. So obviously the segment B, in segment 1 B is present, so data will move to here segment 1, and it will not go to A, it will directly goes to B, because here we will identify it through MAC address. This is a simple thing that bridge do. Nowadays nobody is using these bridges and hubs. Mostly switches and routers are to be considered, and these are secondary things like now firewall. Firewall is a big and deep concept. Why firewall is used? Simple definition. Firewall is mainly used to secure a network. If there is a network, like considering some company like Wipro we are using, to secure Wipro's entire network, we will make use of firewall device. Similarly, these switches, routers, these all comes under LAN network. We will provide a cable through its port to end user. To use wired network, we make use of these devices. What about wireless? Now the concept comes of wireless. Nowadays, even though if we are providing a LAN with 100 Mbps speed, nobody is interested to use LAN networks. Nowadays technology is becoming advanced, so people has become a bit lazy to use these things. So what about wireless? How we will provide wireless network? Simple. If we want a broadband connection in our home, we will request our ISP, internet service provider, to provide a wireless network. So what in that case he will do? He will bring small home router and he will be giving a end connection like LAN. It is connected. It will be in background, since it is an internet provider, internet will be coming through this wire, and one home router is there. Here we will enable all the options so that we will be getting Wi-Fi to the users. This is a simple thing. So I have written there AP and WLC. Whereas in organization we cannot use this thing because it only supports only 10 to 15 users. Depending on its capacity, we can connect users. But where it comes to organization, this is not possible to use home routers. Then we will move forward to AP, WLC. To know what is AP, first we have to get a clear-cut idea about the device named WLC. WLC stands for Wireless LAN Controller. What this device does is, it will maintain suppose consider there is a company in which there are 3 floors, 1, 2, 3. In each floor there will be around 20 to 30 people are there available in each floor. So I will point out device called access point. AP stands for access point. I will point it is in first floor, second floor, third floor, and these APs are backgroundly connected to WLC. So WLC is a device which maintain all access points together and it will secure the network. Similarly, whenever user connects wireless network, simple thing, he will connect first to in which floor he is available. If he is available in first floor, he will get connected to AP1. The AP which is pointed at first floor, the user 1 will get connected to AP1. Similarly, AP2, AP3. This is a small thing. I will explain these things back again when the concept of wireless comes. So now, moving forward, we will now discuss about network. In any organization, only 2 things, just simply you consider only 2 things. One is LAN network and one is wireless network. I will come back to these things. Just now we discussed about what is LAN. LAN is a wired connection. LAN, simple words we can say that it's a wired connection, and whereas in wireless network it is a wireless connection. So now I will come back to this, how these are classified, how these can be configured, what is the next upcoming steps so that we can build a secure and reliable network. Now we will moving on to the introduction of computer networks. So in computer networks, the first and foremost thing you need is that IP address. IP address, I will give example of how IP address and why IP address is used. Simple. If there are 2 persons, if suppose me, I am Sohail. If I want to communicate with another person, there is one of my friend is available here, his name is Ram, and 2 persons are there, one unknown person is there. If I want to communicate with this person, until and unless I know his name, I cannot contact him or I cannot speak with him. Similarly, if a PC is available here, if it wants to communicate with other PC or any other device, it should know the name of that particular device. Similarly, if I want to contact this person, I should know the name of his name, and similarly if I want to contact him, I should know his name. So I am saying some Vishnu something. If I want to contact Vishnu, I should know his name. Similarly, if I want to communicate between these two PCs, there should be a communication band, and this should be maintained through IP address. So in human beings we call with a name, specific name. Similarly, if we want to communicate between devices, we make use of IP addresses. So IP address, this is a small introduction about IP address. IP addresses are basically classified into two types, that is IPv4, IPv6. What is IPv4? What is IPv6? These are types of IPs, that's it. In IPv4, generally if you look at any IP address of your home router or your device which is connected to the internet, similarly it will be in this way, like 10.1.2.3 or 192.168.1.2, similarly in this way. And observe one thing, not these addresses specifically, just observe one thing, it has each one specific part is known as octet. It is having 4 octets. So octet in the sense it is 8 bits and we are having 4 octets, it is 32 bit. Simple. IPv4 is 32 bit address. So to communicate with any PC in network, we will be having this 32 bit address. IPv6 is the latest upcoming trend which we will use. It is a 128 bit address. This is a big concept. If I am discussing this thing, it will take more time. And now we will move on to basics of computer networks. And to build a network, the second foremost thing we used to know that MAC address. MAC stands for Media Access Control. It's a 48 bit address. 48 bit address. You remember just now I said that switch, hub and bridge make use of MAC address. So what is MAC address? It's a unique address provided by vendor. Simple. If you are now you are going to a store or any mart to buy a laptop or a computer or a mobile, any electronic device, there will be a specific address given by company. If suppose I am buying Samsung device, so there will be address, 48 bit address provided by this vendor. So this specific unique address is known as MAC address. With MAC address, switches can identify the destination device to which a source want to send the data. These are the things that you need to concentrate to build a network. So now there comes the most important concept, which is a OSI model. It consists of why this OSI is used. So I will give this explanation. If there are PCs, PC1, PC2, if this want to communicate, I had said that the most foremost thing is needed is IP address. IP address is known. If you are sitting here, if you want to communicate with your friend, the one thing you want to know that IP address. You have no IP address, then you will send data to him by writing something data with his specific IP address. Data will be sent. Till here it is fine. What is happening in background? In background, see one more thing. If I want to talk with Ram, our communication is that we are speaking or we are talking with each other just by words. If PCs want to communicate, there will be a packet. There comes a packet. Background, what is happening that if I am sending hello message to PC2, it will be traveling through 8 stages. It is known as packet. Generally, if you are typing hello in any social platforms, social media platform, in anything, we will be sending just hello message. It will be traveled to PC2. But in background what actually happens is that there will be a packet running on. What is a packet now? Packet is simple thing like it's a just communication band between two PCs, and now packet is built of how before knowing how packet is built, first we need to concentrate on how packet is traveling from PC1 to PC2. So if a person wants to communicate with PC1 to PC2, then he make use of packet. If I am sending packet, this packet in depth it will travel by crossing 8 stages. That 8 stages is built by OSI model. OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. This is a international standard which is used since earlier. Earlier we used to use TCP/IP model or DoD model. Now later after a few inventions, this model, packet building model, is moved to OSI. OSI consists of mainly 8 stages, that is application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link layer, and physical layer. So till now here it is fine. Now you have to know what are these all stages that is happening in background. So as a network engineer, I have been a practical experience, and I have observed by using few tools that how I had captured a packet and I had observed each and every phase, what is happening in these phases. Simple. First we will start with application layer. Application layer is the first stage, comes into act when we are sending packet from PC1 to PC2. When we are communicating from PC1 to PC2, there comes application layer. What happens in application layer? Application layer is just an interface between end user or device to network. It's just an interface. Here application layer sits. What happens is that if I am making use of let's consider web surfing thing. If I want to browse google.com, I will make use of some browser, like it might be Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari, each and everything. It might be anything. If I want to browse google.com, we make use of web browser. Simple thing. If I are using web browser, like suppose we consider Chrome, if I are in Chrome, we are opening and we are typing just google.com, but we don't know what is happening in background. Similarly, if I am typing here google.com, what is happening in background is that it's an application based. In this we make use of some protocols. Protocol is simple definition, it is set of rules. Some rules. See, if in general words, what I can say is that set of protocol means, take example of if you want to apply for driving license, you have to follow certain rules, certain patterns. Means you have to give driving test, you have to fill up forms, then at the end of the day you will be getting a card which is known as a valid license card. Similarly, if I want to make packet travel from one source to destination, then I have to follow some set of rules. That is known as protocol. In protocol, what happens? If I am typing google.com in Chrome, in background it is making use of some HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, Telnet, these kind of protocols it is using in background, and data is traveled. In that case application layer comes into act. Similarly, after application layer there comes presentation layer. What presentation layer is that? How to present data. See, in generally, if I am speaking with an X person, Hi Ram, if I am saying hi Ram, he will say reply that hi Sohail in that way. If I speak with them in digital language like 1010, they will not contact, they will not reply back. Similarly, computers do not understand our language. If you are giving here www.google.com, computer will not understand this thing. So what happen is that in background it is converted into bits. Similarly, in this way, this thing is converted into bits. That is taken care by presentation layer. Presentation layer generally converts data and presents in suitable way so that machine understand and reverse to us so that we can understand what we had actually browsed. Similarly, when coming to session layer is, this layer is mainly concentrated on how to secure our packet, how to maintain a session between communication. How session layer maintains is that it will create a key, session time, encryption, decryption. This entire thing will be taken care by session layer. It actually maintains a session till the communication happens. Now these all are primary things which is not that much important. It is important, but we have to concentrate more on these things. These 4 layers are very important in case of packet transfer. So we will discuss each and everything here by one layer of OSI. So after that 3 layers, there comes transport layer. Transport layer, see, I will explain. PC1, PC2. If I want to communicate with them, packet is traveling in background. We were discussing how packet is built, how packet is traveling from source to destination. Now after traveling from application, presentation, session layer, packet will be moving to transport layer. So these things we consider as data. In data there will be some hello. If I am typing hello message, data is traveling hello. Then this, after traveling these stages, data next comes to transport layer. What transport layer does? Transport layer make use of segments. It uses TCP protocol. TCP protocol is that simple thing. TCP protocol guarantees the packet. If I am sending packet from source to destination, like if I am sending hi Ram, how are you, and I have pressed send key, data is traveling from one source to destination. What happened in background is that data will not travel in similar way. Something in other end, what happened is that hi, how you Ram, or something. In this way the jumbled data will travel to destination. What TCP protocol does that it maintains a sequence number so that at the end user, after receiving message, he will follow correct order and he will be able to guess what sender is sending to his end. So transport layer follows TCP protocol. In that segments will be there. So if I am sending message from PC1 to PC2, transport layer takes entire care of data should not be lost. If I am sending hi Ram, how are you, if data is traveling hi you, it doesn't make any sense. See, so transport layer guarantees data, there will be no data loss with making use of transport layer. After transport layer, the most important thing is that network layer. Network layer makes use of IP. So if packet is traveling from PC1 to PC2, I need to know source IP, destination IP. This is the main thing here. So this is considered as packet. So after traveling from these 3 layers, it becomes data. Data comes to transport layer and it is converted into data plus port number. This entire thing is segment. Now segment is traveling to network layer. In network layer, source IP, destination IP is added with segment. So here I will make source IP, destination IP and segment, and this entire thing is considered as packet. Now it is fine. Now packet is traveling fine. What about two remaining layers? There are, after transport and network layer, there are data link layer and physical layer. Why data link layer is used? Now there might be question arising in your mind. We were discussing about packet, till here packet is fine. See, if we are in organization, like there are some thousands of users, I am sitting here. If I want to communicate with one of my friend, he is sitting in some 15th floor of our company. If I want to communicate to him, all users are sitting in same company, but I need to send message to that specific person. So if I am sending hello message, the message should go to that particular person. In that case, I need to know MAC address. So data link layer comes into picture. In this, after traveling these all stages, packet comes to data link layer. In data link layer, we add here source MAC, destination MAC, and FCS. It's a frame check sequence. After sending a message, there will be a, I had said right, in transport layer there will be following a sequence, right, by using TCP protocol. That sequence maintains that correct message is delivered to the destination. So FCS stands in data link layer to check if any error is occurring in above packet, and this entire thing plus packet is considered to be frame. So till now we had moved last not done upper layer, it is a data link layer. Till here we moved to frame. This entire thing is considered to be frame. Frame will be now moving to physical layer. What physical layer does is that it will apply electrical energy so that this frame will be converted into bits. So bits will be 0 1 1 0 0 0 1 1. Similar, in this way this bits will be there. Now you will get brief idea. If I am explaining in one word, I will explain in one word what these all things, why this layer is required, why packet is traveling these many layers, and what happens and how much time it will take to travel from one source to destination. So I had said you right, application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. Similarly, physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. So whenever packet is traveling, it will go in that way. This is from sender side, and at the end of the day, when the packet is received at user, it will be traveling in this way, receiver. Why in this way? Why this pattern is followed? I will just give a clear-cut idea. See, if we are typing www.google.com, then I said that data will move forward through this. It will get connected to the network, available network, and it will make use of protocol, and data will move next layer, presentation layer. Presentation layer takes care of machine understandable language. It will convert the available data, what data I have typed in, to machine understandable language. The session layer will take care of security, session, maintaining session, encryption, decryption. These all things will be taken care by session layer. Data will move to transport layer. It will guarantee the sequence of packet, as well as network layer includes IP, source IP, destination IP, to which particular user it should travel, to which subnet it should travel. Data link layer guarantees that only that specific user should get data. Physical layer is finally responsible for sending packets from one source to destination in form of bits. Now bits is done. Bits will now finally travel here, and process will get reversed, so that one PC to this entire thing happens in back. So this all things is given as a standard from OSI. So this is what happens in that thing. So finally, one more thing I had said is that IP address, MAC address, these are mainly backbone of any network. So till now it's enough for introduction of computer network. So just we will give a brief idea, like small we will end the class by reviewing what we had studied today. Simple. Today we had studied what is network, types of network, how organization maintains network, what is IP address, what is MAC address, what is packet, how packet is traveling from PC1 to PC2, how packet is built. These all things we have learned today. So finally, students, give review back what I have done, how I am, what things I can do better. This is my first experience in giving out these areas, and so we'll end today's class. Thank you for giving your time.